Kubota has long been one of the most trusted names in tractors, known for reliability, fuel efficiency, and exceptional build quality. From small farms to large agricultural operations, Kubota machines are seen as dependable partners that just work. However, even great companies have missteps. Over the years, Kubota released several tractors that were ahead of their time, over-engineered for their target market, or simply misunderstood by buyers. These tractors had the potential to change the game, yet they fell short in sales or reputation, fading quietly into history. This is the story of 10 Kubota tractors that were great but failed. Number 1. Kubota M96. When Kubota launched the M96, it was supposed to redefine the mid-range utility tractor category. Sitting between compact tractors and full-scale field tractors, it offered just the right balance of power, maneuverability, and comfort. The heart of the M96 was Kubota's proven V3800 turbocharged diesel engine, known for smooth torque delivery and impressive fuel economy. At around 96 horsepower, this tractor was meant for farmers who needed muscle without moving into large-frame, expensive territory. The 96's cabin was a highlight. Spacious, quiet, and designed for comfort during long working days. The operator layout was logical and modern, with adjustable suspension seating, great visibility, and ergonomically placed controls. Kubota also focused on hydraulics, a key selling point, giving the M96 excellent loader performance and implement control. It was a tractor that could bale hay, plow fields, or load grain without missing a beat. Yet despite all these advantages, the M96 didn't find commercial success. The early 2000s agricultural market was shifting, many mid-size farms were disappearing, and farmers were either moving up to larger machines or scaling down to cheaper, simpler options. Competitors like John Deere's 5E series and Mahindra's 6000 series offered tractors that were slightly less refined but much more affordable. Kubota also struggled with dealer communication. Many smaller dealerships weren't prepared to support this semi-premium machine. Replacement parts were expensive, and some buyers feared the advanced features meant higher repair bills. The result was disappointing sales despite great reviews. Today, those who own the M96 often call it the most underrated Kubota ever made. It was a tractor that came just a few years too early. A victim of bad timing, not bad engineering. Number 2. Kubota L5740. When Kubota introduced the L5740, it was a bold step into premium territory. This tractor was part of the Grand L40 series, aimed at small farm owners and professionals who wanted performance and comfort in a compact frame. It had all the bells and whistles: a 57 horsepower engine, HST plus hydrostatic transmission, advanced cruise control, auto throttle, and even an optional deluxe air-conditioned cab. For its size, it was almost luxurious. The L5740 quickly gained attention for how refined it felt. The HST Plus system made operation incredibly smooth, automatically adjusting power and torque to handle everything from heavy loader work to fine mowing. The controls were intuitive, the cab whisper quiet, and the power steering effortless. Landscapers, estate owners, and small contractors loved how easy it was to operate. The tractor's build quality was another highlight. Every part from the cast iron rear housing to the loader frame felt over-engineered. It could run day after day with minimal vibration, and Kubota's diesel was one of the most fuel-efficient in its class. On paper, it looked like a compact tractor masterpiece. So what went wrong? Price, plain and simple. The L5740 was too expensive for the audience it targeted. Small property owners didn't want to pay full-size tractor prices for a compact, and professionals often opted for cheaper, simpler models like the L4701 or the MX5100, which could perform nearly as well without all the electronics. Moreover, the sophistication that made it so advanced also made it intimidating to casual users. When something went wrong, repairs weren't cheap, and dealers often needed factory support to diagnose problems with the HST Plus transmission. The L5740 remains a technological marvel, but it suffered from a mismatch between innovation and market needs. It was a compact tractor that delivered luxury, but luxury wasn't what compact tractor buyers were looking for. Number 3. Kubota M108S. The Kubota M108S was introduced as a rugged workhorse meant for larger farms that needed serious pulling power and loader performance. Boasting over 100 horsepower, this was Kubota's attempt to challenge established brands like Case IH, Massey Ferguson, and John Deere in the upper mid-range tractor market. Under the hood, it had Kubota's legendary V3800 direct-injection diesel engine, built for high torque and low fuel consumption. Farmers who tried the M108S often praised its grunt. It could handle plowing, baling, spraying, and transport duties with ease. The transmission was responsive, the hydraulics strong, and the operator comfort excellent. It was built to work all day without complaint. The M108S's problem, however, was positioning. It fell into an awkward market gap. Compact tractor users found it too large and expensive, while big commercial farmers thought it lacked the advanced transmission options, power, and electronics offered by larger brands. Kubota's manual transmission was smooth but felt outdated compared to competitors' power shift and CVT systems, which offered easier control and better efficiency at higher speeds. Another issue was brand perception. In the early 2000s, Kubota was still best known for small and mid-sized tractors, not big utility models. Large-scale farmers hesitated to invest in a high-horsepower Kubota because they trusted long-established brands in that category. As a result, even though the M108S was solid, reliable, and durable, it failed to make a significant impact in the commercial market. Kubota eventually replaced it with newer, more refined M6 and M7 series tractors that addressed these shortcomings. Ironically, today the M108S is appreciated by collectors and farmers who recognize it for what it was: a simple, powerful machine built for hard work. It wasn't flashy, but it was dependable. Its failure had less to do with performance and more to do with timing and trust. Number 4. Kubota B3350. The Kubota B3350 is perhaps the most infamous compact tractor Kubota ever made, a rare stumble for a brand that's known for bulletproof reliability. On paper, it was perfect, a 33-horsepower compact machine, ideal for landscapers, municipalities, and property owners. It had hydrostatic transmission, powerful hydraulics, and Kubota's high-efficiency diesel engine. It was supposed to replace the much-loved B3030, adding cleaner emissions and more features. But what followed was a nightmare for both Kubota and its customers. The problem lay in one component, the diesel particulate filter (DPF) system. Kubota added DPF technology to meet new Tier 4 emissions regulations, which required engines to capture and burn off soot periodically, a process known as regeneration. Unfortunately, the B3350's DPF system wasn't suited for how most owners used the tractor. Light-duty or low RPM operation, such as mowing, snow removal, or loader work, didn't allow the engine to get hot enough to trigger successful regenerations. The result was constant warning lights, engine derates, power loss, and frustrated owners stuck in mid-job with an uncooperative tractor. Kubota tried to fix the issue through software updates and DPF replacements, but the damage was done. Online forums filled with complaints, and even loyal Kubota customers began doubting the brand's reliability for the first time. Dealers struggled to keep up with warranty claims, and resale values for the B3350 plummeted. Mechanically, the tractor was solid. The engine itself, transmission, and frame were pure Kubota quality. But one overcomplicated emission system tarnished its entire legacy. The B3350's failure became a learning moment for Kubota. In later models, the company completely redesigned its DPF and regeneration systems, leading to much more reliable machines. Still, the B3350 stands as proof that even a great tractor can fail miserably when technology overcomplicates simplicity. Number 5. Kubota M7-171. When Kubota launched the M7-171, it was a bold declaration: "We are ready to compete with the big boys." For decades, Kubota dominated the compact and utility tractor market. But in 2016, the company aimed higher into the 150-200 horsepower segment, a territory ruled by John Deere, Case IH, and New Holland. The M7-171, part of Kubota's flagship M7 series, was meant to prove that the Japanese manufacturer could play in the big league. The specs were impressive. Under the hood sat a 6.1-liter V6-1008 engine, Kubota's most powerful in-house design, pushing up to 170 horsepower. The M7-171 came equipped with advanced electronics, a continuously variable transmission CVT, GPS-based precision farming tools, and a luxurious cab rivaling premium European tractors. It was big, modern, and efficient, everything a large-scale farmer could want. But despite its brilliance on paper, the M7-171 failed to gain widespread acceptance. And the reason wasn't performance, but trust. Kubota's reputation had been built on small, simple, bulletproof tractors. Large-scale farmers who routinely handled thousands of acres hesitated to invest over $150,000 in a newcomer to the high-horsepower market. They wondered, can Kubota really handle the demands of a big farm like a Deere or a Case? Early models also had software and calibration bugs in the CVT transmission that caused jerky acceleration or inconsistent power delivery. Dealers, many of whom had never sold tractors in this size range, weren't properly trained to troubleshoot such advanced electronic systems. That left customers frustrated and hesitant to repurchase. The M7-171 wasn't a mechanical failure. It was a marketing and perception failure. Kubota entered the market with a technically solid machine, but without the established credibility that heavy-duty buyers demanded. Over time, Kubota fixed most issues and improved the M7 line. But the M7-171 early missteps cast a long shadow. It stands today as a lesson in how reputation and timing matter just as much as engineering excellence. Kubota reached for greatness, and while it didn't quite make it then, it paved the way for future success in the high horsepower category. Number 6. Kubota L39 TLB. The Kubota L39 tractor loader backhoe TLB was in many ways a marvel of engineering. Designed for small contractors, landscapers, and property managers, it promised to be the do-everything machine, a compact tractor that could dig, load, grade, and lift. Kubota built it like a tank, with a heavy-duty frame, powerful hydraulics, and an integrated loader and backhoe setup that made it stronger and more stable than any add-on design. The L39's design philosophy was genius. Unlike bolt-on loader or backhoe attachments, its frame was specifically engineered to handle the constant stress of digging and lifting. The hydrostatic transmission, paired with the robust 39 horsepower diesel engine, delivered smooth control and reliable torque. Operators praised its excellent stability, maneuverability, and visibility, especially for trenching and material handling. But while the L39 was loved by those who used it, it failed to attract enough buyers. The main reason was its price point, an identity problem. For contractors, it was too slow and underpowered compared to dedicated skid steers or mini excavators. For farmers and rural property owners, it was too expensive and too focused on construction tasks. In other words, it existed in a market segment that was too narrow to justify mass production. Another issue was that Kubota's marketing never clearly defined who the L39 was for. Many buyers looked at it and thought, "It's impressive, but I don't really need all that." On top of that, the integrated backhoe made the machine heavier and less ideal for towing or soft ground conditions, reducing its flexibility on farms. When the L47 later replaced it, Kubota refined the formula, making it more user-friendly and versatile. But by then, the L39 had already been written off as a commercial disappointment. Still, among Kubota enthusiasts, the L39 holds a kind of cult status. It's seen as an overbuilt, bulletproof machine that was simply too good for the small market it served. A tractor that failed not because it was weak, but because it was misunderstood. Number 7. Kubota BX25D. The Kubota BX25D is one of the most well-known subcompact tractors in Kubota's lineup. When it launched, it promised homeowners and small property owners the ultimate all-in-one machine, a compact tractor, front-end loader, and backhoe, all in one neat, easy-to-use package. For people who wanted to dig, mow, haul, and grade without buying multiple machines, it sounded like a dream come true. The BX25D truly embodied Kubota's engineering excellence. Its 24.3 HP diesel engine was smooth, reliable, and powerful enough for most small property tasks. The tractor's size made it easy to maneuver around gardens, driveways, and tight spaces, while its hydrostatic transmission made it incredibly beginner-friendly. Owners could easily switch between loader work, backhoe digging, or mowing with a mid-mount deck. However, its greatest strength, versatility, also became its downfall. The BX25D ended up in a no-man's land between two very different audiences. For casual homeowners, it was simply too expensive. Spending over $20,000 on a small tractor backhoe combo was unrealistic for people who only needed to mow or move a bit of dirt. On the other hand, professionals and contractors found it underpowered for serious work. They needed faster hydraulics, deeper digging, and heavier lifting, things the BX25D couldn't deliver. Many buyers loved it initially, but realized over time that it didn't excel at any one job. It could dig, but not as efficiently as a mini excavator. It could mow, but not as smoothly as a dedicated mower. It could haul, but not as much as a compact utility tractor. It was the Swiss Army knife of tractors, capable of everything but not the best at anything. Kubota later refined the design into the BX23S, which fixed some usability issues, but the BX25D remains a reminder of how difficult it is to satisfy two markets at once. It was reliable, smartly built, and extremely capable, yet commercially, it tried to please everyone and ended up pleasing too few. Number 8. Kubota M6040. The Kubota M6040 was part of the highly respected M40 series, aimed at farmers needing a reliable mid-sized tractor for hay operations, tilling, and general utility work. It offered around 62 horsepower, which made it ideal for mixed-use farms, big enough for baling and loader work, but compact enough for tight areas. Performance-wise, the M6040 checked all the right boxes. Its V3350 diesel engine was robust and simple, producing smooth, consistent torque. It came with both 2WD and 4WD options, solid hydraulics, and a spacious, ergonomic cab that prioritized comfort and visibility. Many operators praised it for being the perfect farm all-rounder. Yet despite being such a practical tractor, the M6040 was short-lived. Its biggest downfall wasn't performance, it was timing. The M6040 hit the market just before stricter Tier 4 emissions regulations took effect. Within a short time, Kubota had to replace the model with the newer M6060, which included modern emissions equipment. That meant the M6040 quickly felt outdated, even though it was mechanically flawless. Dealers were forced to discount the M6040 to clear inventory, which ironically hurt its image. Many buyers assumed that if it was being discounted so heavily, there must be something wrong with it, but there wasn't. It was simply a casualty of regulatory transition. Additionally, Kubota's focus had shifted toward the new M60 lineup, leaving the M6040 with less marketing and support. Farmers who did buy it often kept it for years, reporting rock-solid reliability and easy maintenance. In hindsight, the M6040's failure was more about market evolution than any design flaw. It was a tractor caught in the wrong generation, a solid performer overshadowed by regulatory change. If it had been released just a few years earlier or later, it might have become one of Kubota's best-selling mid-range machines. Number 9. Kubota M9540. The Kubota M9540 was built for one purpose: dependable, no-nonsense work. With nearly 95 horsepower, a tough frame, and simple mechanical controls, it was designed for farmers who valued reliability over flash. It became a popular choice for haying, feeding cattle, and general field work, especially among family farms. Its engine, Kubota's proven V3800 DIT, was efficient, durable, and easy to service. The M9540 offered smooth manual or hydraulic shuttle transmissions, excellent lifting power, and robust rear hydraulics. Many users admired its comfort and stability, especially for loader work. So why did it fail commercially? Simply put, competition and cost. Around the time the M9540 launched, rivals like Mahindra, TYM, and LS Tractor began flooding the market with tractors offering similar horsepower for significantly less money. Many of those competitors imported machines from countries with lower production costs, undercutting Kubota's prices by thousands of dollars. Farmers on tight budgets, especially in developing regions, couldn't justify paying a premium for the Kubota name, no matter how reliable it was. The M9540 was built in Japan with exceptional quality, but that also meant higher costs for parts and production. Additionally, the M9540 lacked some of the modern features that newer tractors offered, such as electro-hydraulic controls and digital monitoring. It was simple, but perhaps too simple, at a time when buyers wanted more technology for their money. Over time, sales declined, and Kubota replaced it with more feature-rich models. Still, the M9540 remains beloved by those who own one. Many call it the most dependable 95 HP tractor ever made. It's a classic case of a great product priced just beyond the reach of its ideal customers. Number 10. Kubota L48. The Kubota L48 was another example of Kubota's brilliance in overengineering, and also an example of how innovation can backfire commercially. Like its sibling the L39, the L48 was a tractor-loader backhoe TLB designed for maximum durability and versatility. It featured a 48-horsepower diesel engine, industrial-strength hydraulics, and a fully integrated frame that could handle serious digging and lifting. For small contractors, the L48 was a dream, one machine that could dig foundations, move soil, and load trucks. It had incredible stability and lifting power for its size, and the controls were intuitive and precise. For property owners with large estates, it could handle everything from trenching to grading driveways. So what went wrong? Like many Kubota machines that failed, the L48's issue wasn't performance, it was identity and price. It was too expensive for small landowners, yet too small for professional contractors. Farmers didn't need the backhoe attachment, and those who did often preferred separate specialized equipment. Its weight and integrated design also limited flexibility. Removing the backhoe wasn't easy, and the machine's extra mass reduced its usefulness on soft or uneven terrain. Buyers wanted versatility, but not at the cost of convenience. Kubota eventually replaced it with the improved L47, which solved many of these issues and became more popular. But the L48, despite being ahead of its time in strength and quality, remained misunderstood and underappreciated. Today, collectors and enthusiasts regard the L48 as a legendary miss, a tractor that was built for greatness but launched into a market that wasn't ready for it. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.